as a part of his two-nation tour. Now the Prime Minister is in Singapore. Remember, during his tour, he has spoken extensively about ties between countries to combat terrorism, greater cooperation, greater investment. And now these are fresh images that we are getting of the Prime Minister on his landing in Singapore. A lot of trade deals are on the cards. India is looking out at greater investment in the country over the next few years. This has been, of course, top on the agenda of the Prime Minister right since the time that he took office. And again, his pet projects, he's spoken about them at length in Singapore as well. He is likely to do that. The first images of the arrival of the Prime Minister in Singapore just a few moments ago. We've got Aditya with us on the phone line. What's on the cards, Aditya?
Well, absolutely, these are videos of Prime Minister Narendra Modi actually leaving here. He was in Malaysia for the bilateral visit and the ASEAN, and now he would be in Singapore. This is the second nation that he would be visiting. Of course, this is not exactly a maiden visit to Singapore, but this has a lot on cards, be it the economic ties with Singapore or the negotiations that will happen on trade. There's also an Indian diaspora function that has been called there. And in fact, the Indian diaspora is very excited to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He will be doing that tomorrow evening. But today is the big lecture that Prime Minister Narendra Modi would be delivering immediately after landing in Singapore. And tomorrow morning would be the bilateral that he will have with the Prime Minister of Singapore, Mr. Leung. And we'll have to wait and watch if there are any surprises in store for the Indian diaspora. Of course, the Modi regime has been trying to really relax the visa regulations and the different other aspects as well. But at this moment, certainly these visuals coming in of Prime Minister Narendra Modi finally leaving the Malaysian capital of Kuala Lumpur, where he was, of course, addressing not just the ASEAN but also the East Asia Summit. And also he focused on terrorism and ties between India and Malaysia. This morning he also had a bilateral meeting with the Malaysian Prime Minister Razak, in which different aspects, not just economic ties, but also terrorism focused, and there were negotiations on security and intelligence cooperation between India and Malaysia. But now all eyes would be on Singapore, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi would be landing in an hour's time from now. And thereafter, directly he would be heading to the Shangri-La Hotel, where the big lecture has been planned. We are told that quite a few thousand people would be in attendance. And tomorrow he would be also in attendance, not just for the Indian diaspora function, but the delegation level talks between India and Singapore would happen tomorrow.